Hey guys, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hi. I'm just pulling this question up here. As a matter of fact, let me go here to want to answer a question real quick. As I told you guys yesterday, I'm going to try to do these live Q&As at least a few times a week. I do get this time some days after I've let my class go where I can hop on and answer a few questions. So this question that I have that I want to respond to, I think is a good question to respond to on camera because some of you guys may have the same problem. Hey, Tori, if nobody else joining, I know Tori going to be on. Hey, Tori, good to see you. Good afternoon. So this question says, so I just graduated in October. I paid $5,000 for the program, and me, my classmates never got the clinical externship. I'm not sure what to do. The reason why my instructor said to everyone, uh, it looks like they're saying that the reason why was that everyone was on vacation. And I guess they still have been since October. I have no idea what to do. And my teacher doesn't care. I don't want to get into that part of the message, but it says I'm also a certified EKG tech and also a certified phlebotomist. What should I do? So I want to address that question because some of you may be in similar situations where you didn't get an externship site for whatever reason. And so and this person says that basically their instructor said that everybody's on vacation. This is why they didn't get their externship site. So it sounds like this person sounds like they've been abandoned by their school as well as their instructors. So I would say this couple different things. And I did mention this on the video before, but so if you are at a school where you don't need externship to complete the program, right? Tori said, good question. It is a good question, Tori. If you're working at a school where you don't need externship to complete the program, it's okay. Unfortunately, first of all, I'm sorry that this happened to you. I'm sorry that the instructors and the school, it seems like they have abandoned you guys. I'm so sorry about that. This is not the first time I've heard this. Unfortunately, there are some schools who kind of leave you on your own, right? I'm sorry. Um, Not all schools are like that. Not all instructors are like that. Okay. But if you are at a school where you don't necessarily need externship to complete the program, you're going to be okay. Okay. Um, I'm going to tell you what to do in that case. Okay. If that's the case, then what you're going to probably have to do, you're going to just have to, you said you are EKG certified as well as phlebotomy certified. What you're going to have to do, you're going to have to find your own site. Okay. You may need, if you're in a program where you don't need externship anyway, you're just going to go straight to working. You're going to have to find your own job site, right? So it's just going to be a matter of going back to some of the things I said yesterday about looking for staffing agencies, as well as going to some private offices, right? Even Indeed.com, right? So it's okay. I know it hurts because you've paid this money. You feel like these people were going to put you in externship and they haven't. You can still find a site. I did a video a while back on what to do if you didn't get an externship site, and goes back to going to private offices, letting them know that you just finished school. Let them know, like, hey, I just finished school. I learned my clinical skills, but I never got an externship site. Would you be willing to have me as an extern at your clinic? If they say yes, perfect. It may take a little bit of research and going around in different areas. Okay, so you can still do this. So I suggest is you and your classmates to this person that sent me this question, call around to some private offices, go visit them, try some staffing agencies, okay? And just try to go straight to working. Now, this isn't in a situation where you don't need externship to complete your program, right? If you are in a program in which you are not a medical assistant unless you complete externship, right? Meaning that it is a part of your curriculum and program, then you're going to need to go up to your school and you're going to have to demand that they give you guys an externship site because it's not fair to you that you can't finish the program, right? Even if you have to search your Department of Education headquarters in the city that you live in, you're just going to have to do that because that is, it's like I said, unfortunately, this happens. I worked at a school years ago that did this very thing. I'm ashamed to say that on behalf of them. I'm sorry to everyone that, ended up being a victim of that, but unfortunately, it happens, and you're going to have to go to the Department of Education in your area and let them know I paid for this program, right? I am not finished with the program because they have abandoned myself and my classmates. Okay. Hopefully, it doesn't have to get to that. But if you're constantly contacting these people and they are not responding, you can't finish a program, you're not even a medical assistant yet because you can't finish a program, they may just have to be reported. That is what happened with the program that I worked for years ago. They had to get reported and the school was eventually shut down. So I hope that in this case that you don't need an externship to be a medical assistant. I hope that um, it's optional for your program and that you finishing a program is enough, right? And for those of you that are confused, some medical assistant programs they have externship as a part of the curriculum, meaning that your externship is your very last course. You get a grade for it, right? If you don't finish it, you're not a medical assistant. Whereas some programs, like the program that I teach for now, we offer externship, but it's not a requirement. So some of our students, they finish the program and they go straight to working because it's not required to finish. Okay. So I hope that cleared that up for anybody that may be confused about externship. Okay. Now, if you are wondering if you need externship or, you just talk to your school. If you're in school and you're wondering, do I need it? You talk to your school. It also depends on the certification exam you'll be taking. If you're taking the RMA, they do require an externship, 160 hours. If you're taking a CCMA, they don't necessarily require the externship. It just depends on your school at that point. Okay. So to that person, hopefully she's watching this. I'm going to respond back. She just sent the question a little while ago, so I'm going to respond back to her and let her know to watch this video because it was a lot. I just wanted to answer this on video because it's a lot. It's a loaded question. I can't just type an email response back to this or type in the comments. It's too loaded. So hopefully you're watching this. Hey, says Fem Noir. Good afternoon. Hi, Tamika. How can someone find an externship site? So a couple different ways, Fem Noir. So the easiest way is your school assigning one for you. The other way is finding one on your own, and that's just calling around to some private offices in your area and see if they take externs. And they know when, as soon as you say that, they know what you mean because many offices do. They do take externs because honestly, some of them just want the free help. You guys are helping each other out. You're getting your hours and they're getting free help. And sometimes you even have to position it like that. I've had students and I told them, like, even if you have to say, listen, I got to get these hours for school, it'll help me out because I'm getting my hands on training and you'll also get the help, and I'm very teachable. I know I don't have any experience, but if you can show me, I catch on quickly, I'm dependable, right? I'm reliable, and you can kind of try to sell yourself in that way. From the wall, that's how you can find your own externship site. Hi, Tamara. Say, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I think it's Segu. I'm guessing the T is silent. Good afternoon. Let me know if you guys have any questions before I hop off here. If you're just tuning in, I just answered a question that was submitted to me. I'm going to try to do these a few times a week, not every day, but I'm going to try to hop on here and answer these questions a few times a week, especially when it's a loaded question that would take too much for me to try to type. Okay. Um, So I'll give you guys a few seconds just to see if any other questions pop up before I log out. Just let me know. See, I don't see anything coming up just yet. I'll give you guys a few more seconds. You're welcome, Tori. Thank you for being on. I see, Tori, you are always on. I'm glad to have you here. Best book for medical assistant prep. So it's going to depend on which certification exam you're taking, Titley. There's so many there. If you go on Amazon, there's so many to choose from. I would look at the reviews on any books that you maybe have in your cart right now, or maybe that you have on your wish list. NHA, yeah, definitely the study guide that they provide. So I tend to not recommend those books. Like I know some people they get them, but I don't recommend them over the NHA information. So they're fine to use. Like I said, you can look at the reviews and see if if having a book is your thing. And they do help people. I do it like my group, Medical Assistant Lounge on Facebook. I do get a lot of people who comment, they'll have a picture of their book, or, they say they use a book and it helped them pass. So it does help. I just don't recommend getting a book over the certification information, the certification study material, because NHA study material is geared toward that test versus a broad book where you're going to be going over so many different things that may not be on the test. So I don't have a favorite. My favorite is honestly going to be the one that the is going to be on NHA's website, nhanow.com. Tamara says, when you first get hired as a medical assistant, does the employer usually pay pre-employment physical drug screenings? No, usually you have to do that yourself. I've never seen a situation in which they pay for it. I'm not saying there is not, but usually you have to do those things yourself. Let me see. Have I had a situation where they paid for it? Now, if you are there and they require it, if you're already an employee and they require it, then that's different. Then they may do it for you, depending on what it is. But I've never, gotten a new job and then they they paid for it for me. Even school, like when you go to school, they make you get it yourself. I've never seen it to where they pay for it for you. Is medical assistant schooling required, or can you just sit for the exam? Yes, you do have to go to school to become a medical assistant. Now, I did a tutoring session last Saturday, and I did have someone on there who never went to school for medical assistant. However, she has been working in that capacity for a very long time, so she had the experience. So NHA exam, they will allow you to sit for the exam if you have had the relevant experience. So I think she said it's been about, was it 10 years? I think she said maybe even longer than that. I can't remember, but I remember it was a significant amount of time. And she had on the job training years ago. And so now they're requiring certification. So NHA will let you. What's the best advice for back office medical assistant? I have an interview tomorrow. Oh, you have an interview. So some of the questions they may ask you, tell me about yourself, be able to tell them about yourself. And when they ask that, they're not asking, they don't want to know personal information like how many brothers and sisters you have. They want to know, that's who's asked that, Tamika. So my name is Tamika. I just finished school for medical assistant. I got certified, and I got my certification, my medical assistant certification, phlebotomy, whatever certifications you can let them know. I have experience in well, not pediatrics. I have experience with children. I've worked in a daycare. I'm just giving you an example of how you would introduce yourself. I've worked in a daycare for 5 years. I so just talking about like your schooling, and then they may ask you like, why should we hire you, right? So be able to talk about your strengths, right? I'm very dependable. My instructor says that I was, maybe one of the top students. I would always help other students. I'm very teachable. Make sure you let them know you're teachable. If you are teachable, you got to be teachable. I don't care how long you've been in this field. I've been here almost 20 years and I'm still teachable because I don't know everything. They may ask you, why do you want to work here? Make sure you have reasons why you want to work there, okay? Because you want to kind of look at the company's website, have some things to say about them that things about them that you really like, that why you want to work there. They may they may ask you to give scenarios, like give us a scenario in which you had to intervene between a customer and an employee or two employees, right? Be able to name your strengths and your weaknesses. It's usually easy for people to name their strengths. I'm very dependable. I'm empathetic. I'm this. It's harder to name your weaknesses. So be able to name weaknesses. And I usually say a good way to be able to name weaknesses is you can kind of make your strengths a weakness. So let's say you say my strength is I'm empathetic. I love helping people. I care about people. Now, the weakness could be sometimes I'm so empathetic to the point that I take my work home with me, and sometimes it's hard for me to separate my personal feelings from work, and things like that. So, yeah, my strength is I'm very kind and nice, but sometimes I can be too nice and kind of a people pleaser, so just look for ways to kind of make your strengths a weakness. Don't let your weakness be, oh, I can't get to work on time. I can't get up in the morning. Don't say that, but just things that you need to work on. What's another one they may ask? So tell me about yourself. Why should we hire you? And you guys, if you can't answer that question, you need to work on that. Even if you just do it in the mirror, be able to say a few sentences about yourself, who you are, as it relates to the position, right? They don't want to know I have five brothers and two sisters. They don't want to know that, but just tell them about you, the medical assistant or future medical assistant, what you did in school, what your instructor said about you. I maintain a 3.5 GPA, or I maintain a 4.0. I was on the dean's list or president's list, right? I was on, honor society, whatever things you can kind of use to sell yourself. So Tori says, I thought they paid. No, usually they don't. Like I said, I've never seen a situation to where a new employer paid. Maybe if you had to do something while you were working there, they might. And I don't want to say none of them do, Tori. So don't quote me on that. I won't say none, but usually you have to go and do that yourself. Um, let's see, any other interview questions? I can't think of anything right off. I know the scenario questions definitely. What will you do if a patient was upset with you and they wouldn't listen? Things like that. They definitely going to ask you some scenario questions. Um, And as far as advice for back office medical assistant, I would say make sure you love people, make sure you have a heart for people and a heart for healthcare, because you're going to be doing a lot. Being a medical assistant, I love it. It can become hard work sometimes, right? Because your job is to make the provider's job easier and to assist them and provide quality patient care. And sometimes it can get tiring, right? And so make sure you get a good nice rest if you can. Eat breakfast, have some snacks, right? That you can kind of like a cereal bar or energy bar or something like that. You can kind of snack on throughout the day. Take notes. So if for those of you guys that are new, when you guys get to your externship site or your new job site, have a little notepad. Take notes. Make sure you know what all of your emergency equipment is. That's one of the first things I say. Make sure you know what a crash cart is, the oxygen tank, right? Make sure you know what happens if an emergency happened. Like each office, they should have an emergency. They should have a plan, right? And so things like that. And just be teachable. Just be very teachable. I had a student years ago. She had passed the RMA. She was a very good student. She was a 4.0 student. And when she went to externship site, they let her go because she wasn't teachable. I will tell you guys, an employer, they would rather you struggle with your clinical skills but have a great attitude. They would rather that than you have great clinical skills but you're not teachable. They don't want that. People want somebody that's easy to work with and listen and teachable. Again, I've been doing this a long time, but even as long as I've been doing this, I have to remain humble because everywhere does things differently and I have to remain teachable. um So I'm not certified yet, but currently in school and got a call to come in to shadow a colon and rectal surgery center next week one day. So nervous but excited. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. So go ahead. So in that case, you'll show up in your skirts. Make sure you're on time. Get there a little early. Um, and then have your notepad on. That's exciting. That's cool, especially if that's where you want to work. If you want to work in that type of field, that's exciting. No hands-on clinical yet. Okay, well, hopefully this will be your hands-on. Okay, so I hope I'm saying your name is Sari. I'll just say C, Mrs. C. You helped me pass my CMA exam. Congratulations. Now I'm working on my CE. Remind me what certification that is. CEHRS. Working towards my. Remind me what that is. Congratulations. So happy for you. Or is that EHR? I'm guessing CHR EHR specialist maybe, Saria. Let me know because you're on the administrative side. That sounds like it's EHR. But anyway, congratulations. Oh yeah, certified electronic health record specialist. Okay, yes, congratulations. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm going to get ready to log out of here. I just wanted to hop on here. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. Put them in the main comment section. No more here because when I end this, I won't be able to see them anyway. So hopefully nobody's in the middle of typing a question. I'm sorry, I got to get ready to go. But if you happen to be in the middle of typing a question, just take that same question, copy and paste it into the regular comment section so I can see it. Because if you put it here, I'll miss it. Have a good day. You too, Tori. You guys have a great day. Be blessed.